Hi, it's Dean from WDL, and today on the sofa I've got Mike Russell from MKR Solutions. Nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice to meet you, Dean.
Thanks for coming down.
No problem at all. Thank you for inviting me.
So, Mike, I'm a business owner. I want to grow my business.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Okay. Very typical question. How do I get more clients? Where do I get more? I want to sell more product. Quite often we find that a business owner hasn't really understood his market properly, and so we start with looking at his original business plan. So where did you want to get to? Who was your market? Did you really do a proper business plan? Did you understand who your market was going to be? And what was your strategy for marketing to them once you understood who they were? Because unless you know that, we don't know whether you can grow, because that's the first question. It might be that is the limit of your market, and certain businesses will have a limit on their market. Once we've established, though, that there's a greater market out there, we look at, with the client, we look at the competitors, what they're doing, we look at the offering that he's doing, or what your business offering would be, and we start working with him on his marketing strategy. So again, marketing's not my area of expertise, but we'd bring one of our marketing experts in who would sit down and look at him, and we'd look at the whole package. It's not just how many leaflets you're sending out, how much networking you're doing. It's your social media presence, it's got to be your web presence, and understanding that your website is telling the story that you want it to tell, and driving those leads to your business. And it's a whole package of things, really, that we do. And we understand, we will also, if you've got a sales team, and it will depend on the size of your business, we will also look at the CRM management of all of the management of your leads, the relationship management. Are you driving enough business from your existing clients? Because people get very focused on just getting new business, forgetting that they ought to look after their existing business, and that's where you're going to drive most of your business from.
A lot more expensive to get.
Absolutely, it is. It's about 6 times more expensive, and so make sure that you're managing and developing your own existing clients and building that relationship, like I talked about earlier, which will also help the cash flow. Everything is linked. Get that built up so that you're not necessarily making as much money out of those clients as you possibly can, but you're driving the right level of revenue from those clients that builds that strong relationship for the future. So you're not going to then every year be panicking about contract renewals, so you get your contract renewals to a point where actually they're not going to go out to tender, because that's the last thing you want. If you're dealing with local councils or whatever, you are going to probably be facing that on a regular basis. But most businesses won't go to tender if they're happy with you and you've got a strong relationship. So look after your existing clients, but then focus your other efforts. Make sure those two things are managed separately and that you can control them. The separately is the piece around the new business and your existing business.
One of the things we find quite a lot when we're going through the process of building a website for someone is people quite commonly say, "Oh, most of my customers don't actually know my full range of services, and we're not cross-selling because they're probably left and they're concentrating on new business."
Yeah.
So I think that's a really strong tip to try and generate some quick growth.
Definitely. Account management is a much maligned phrase or term that people think, I don't want to be an account manager, that's really boring. Actually, that's probably the most important salesman role in the business, because you're not only a salesman for the product, you're a salesman for the business, continuing that relationship. The pure salespeople, they just bring it in, and you then as account manager actually generally end up converting it and look after it from then on. So we can do all of that, but also if you've got a very small sales team or no sales team at all, we can actually bring a sales team to you. So we have access to businesses that can provide salespeople in your area of field of expertise. So I might go and work for Joe Blogg's manufacturing company who manufacture widgets. I can go to this business and I can say to them, look, we want to drive some extra sales in this part of the country for this business, and these are the sort of target people we want to go and knock on the door. And they will find people who have the skills and industry expertise, because believe it or not, there's thousands of people out there who are salesmen who just sit at home, don't want to work for a particular company, but are happy to work as freelance salespeople. And they will go out and knock on doors and start making those leads for you. So it's your telesales, but by foot.
So you can kind of stimulate your sales quickly, but without the cost of having to take an extra person on the payroll for a long period of time.
Exactly,
Sounds like a good fix.
I mean, there's a fee involved in doing it, of course.
Yeah.
But, it's a very short-term fix. And once you've got the business in, you can then start employing people to look after it more. And you might think, actually, it's time to employ someone longer term. And that's a very good process which we've used and tried and tested. So
I suppose with all your experience as a business advisor, really you're trying to provoke thought in the business owner to actually consider other options and other possibilities to help them grow their business. Where often they get stuck in a particular route, can't see the wood for the trees, and it becomes difficult.
Well, we all believe our business idea is the best business idea, and no one else can change that. And you're right, the wood for the trees is absolutely spot on. It's when you sit down and actually analyse. I regularly sit down with new business startups and say, right, let's do a business plan. And they have this great idea, and all their friends and family have said what a great idea it is. But when you actually analyse what their market is, it's quite often something completely different to where they thought it was. And they, where they can perhaps earn the money and where they can grow the business. And it's the same for SMEs. They've got stuck in this rut. We're doing really well. We've grown to this level, so we've done really well. So we must be really good, and we must be doing the right thing. But actually, if they want to get to the next level, they might have to change quite considerably. But that's where we come in, and we bring our years of experience.
Yeah. I mean, do you find with a lot of particularly startups, they perhaps struggle to build a business plan? Don't necessarily, because one of the things we find again in building websites is very often businesses don't necessarily know who their customer is, and actually they think they're marketing to everybody, but really they should be marketing to one sector.
Yeah.
Is that something that you come across quite a bit?
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Yeah, and we're all a bit guilty of that, to be honest, because you think, I want to go out there and sell to everybody, but actually, there's a bit that says, well, focus it down a little bit more, and understand who are the people you're selling to. Absolutely right.
Great advice. Thanks, Mike.
All right, thank you.